Okay guys, I need to remove the radiator, and in the same time I'm gonna replace the coolant in my Triumph Street Triple. So I had a bit of a issue removing this side panel because it's never been removed. So these bolts came out easily, this one, that one and that one, but this one, as you can see, it didn't. So I tried everything to remove it, but so far I couldn't. So instead I unbolted these. So I will need to find a way somehow to remove that one and order a new bolt and replace this one. So for the time being we're gonna leave that there, and then in a minute we're gonna undo this. We're gonna undo the hose over there and also gonna undo it here because I want to remove probably I'm only gonna remove this one and on the other side, and also obviously on the top, and then eventually I'm gonna remove this and on the other side. And then I'm not sure if I can show you, but inside somewhere there is a tiny bolt. I don't know if you can see where my finger is pointing. That one. So that's where we're gonna drain our motorcycle coolant. And then I'm just gonna remove this because I need access to the very rusty bolts by the exhaust, because I have a leak on the exhaust. No wonder everything is so rusty. So and then I will try to remove those eventually. Okay, I need to loosen it a bit more. Okay, and now it's time to remove it. Okay. Oh.
Is this like vodka?
Okay, I changed my mind, so I still removed this one. So I'm gonna pull that apart in a second. Oh Jesus! Oh, it just hit my knee on there. Oh. Okay, I survived. Oh. So let's carry on with this. Obviously, hasn't been undone for ages. So I'm trying to video and remove this in the same time. Yeah, maybe I will do it with two hands and then video after. Okay, finally got there. There we go. Wow. Okay, so that's one part. More water coming out. And then I'm gonna undo this bolt in a second. Now, I'm not sure if this needs to come out all the way or not. Maybe it just needs loosening, but we'll see if it comes out or not. Oh yeah, and we've got more water coming out as I'm undoing that bolt. Yeah, I'm gonna take it out completely for now, just to let the air go in. Okay, try to not lose this. And then there is the other bolt on the bottom. We're gonna try to undo in a second. I think that's called the drain bolt, the one that I was showing a second ago with my finger. So I disconnected the hose this side. I put the bolt back in so I don't forget about it. I put this one back on, disconnected the top. There we go, just drop that. Put that back on there so I don't lose it. And then obviously that one on the bottom is disconnected. Undone the bolts here and on the other side. And then I also removed the drain bolt on the bottom underneath there, and I just put it back. So all I'm gonna do is now just lift this out to the side. Oh yeah, the only thing I couldn't remove is this funny looking little clip, because I don't have the right tool for it. So that means the whole radiator, I'm just gonna put it to the side here. So it's gonna be just hanging here for now. It's on board. There it is. So more. So we're just gonna wait there for a second till it drains completely. Pause it for a second. We also need to remove this cable for the ventilator, and then that should be it. And that's the radiator removed, kind of, apart from this little hose on the side there. So now I have full access to the exhaust system, so you can see all the rusty bolts that eventually I will need to try to remove somehow. So that's it for now. buy one of these to be able to get out the final screw from the exhaust. So all of them came out except this one. So what I did, I just hammered this one on, so this should have extra grip, and then I just started spinning it around, so it seems like slowly moving. So I'm not using a lot of force, but as you can see, it's slowly spinning out. Just in case if you wonder why I've got those papers in there, is just to stop any condensation getting in. I don't know, it's not a lot, but it offers some sort of protection. So we're making progress here, so I'm very happy. So this nut and bolt extractor, it works better than I thought it would, so I'm very happy with this. This is success. So I'm very happy here. Nearly there. It's hard videoing and working in the same time, but there we go. Oh, this feels so good. If you ever struggled with anything like this, you know how good this feels. So there we have it. Amazing, I love this. Ah, so happy. So I've got the new bolts to go in there, new nuts on top of that. I'm gonna show you in a second. So here we have it, and these ones have something at the end. I'm gonna show you. So this side is going into the engine block, and look at that. So this should make it easier to insert it and to remove it. So there we go. So I'm just gonna try see if this fits. Oh, look at that. Perfect fit. Perfect. Okay. So this here is what holds the radiator to the block. That part was very rusty, so it snapped off and I had to remove it, so there it is. So I found one online off from a Triumph Tiger, but it's the same thing. So this I'm just gonna replace it, fitting it over there. This side goes on the radiator when eventually I put the radiator back on. But I'm happy that I managed to find it. It's still used, but it will do the job for me for the next few years until it rusts again, and then I just replace it again. Okay, so there we have it. So this little bracket is gonna hold the radiator, so it should stop it wobbling around. So the radiator is held by this bracket and these two screws up here, this one and that one, which is over there. And now it's time to put these back in here. So we've got 6 of these. So just gonna hand tighten it first, and then gonna use this. Goes in there, makes life so much easier. And it just literally goes in there all the way as far as it will go. And that should be it. Just make sure it's tight enough. You don't want it falling out when the motorcycle is running. So probably I will every now and then check on them just to make sure that I done them properly. So we got another 5 more to do. that is the last one. Just make sure it's tight, but not too tight. There we go. So we got those, and then when the exhaust is going back, we're gonna put these on top. So I just realized something. So I've got these copper rings, they need to go in there, but then I just realized, hang on a second, I haven't removed any of these. So what's going on? So I started digging with a screwdriver, just gently, and I realized the old ones are still on. So I'm just gonna take these off. So that's one done, and then I'm gonna do it on all three and give it a little clean and get it ready for the exhaust to go back on. Just to show you, it's a little bit tricky to remove, but not too bad. Once you get a grip on it, like you just wedge your screwdriver in there, it's pretty easy going. And that's the second one gone. It looks really interesting. So it's got all these little metal wires inside. So I'm guessing that's the same in the new ones. And that's the third one. This one actually just pops out. Does it? Maybe not straightforward. There we have it. So both sides are not the same. Don't know if you can see it. This side has a little groove inside, and from what I noticed on the other one, this little groove sits towards us, so it will be going back with the groove showing towards us. I'm guessing that's where the pipe's gonna go in. I don't know how much you can see. Yeah, that's probably better. And then I'm just gonna try to push them in. Maybe they need to align up properly. I'm just gonna put the phone down because it's probably easier with two hands, and just pushing it in unsymmetrical, it's not gonna be good. So hang on for a second. Now I don't want to force it in, so I took it out. I'm gonna make sure this is really clean, smoothen it out more, and then it should slide in easier without forcing it too much, because it's very fragile. It's obviously soft and we don't want to damage it. So I'm just gonna give it a good clean. Okay, so cleaning it makes the big difference, because there were some bits left over. So I'm gonna clean these two, but this one went in properly, nice and easy. Still tight, but nothing forced. So yeah, that's how we want it. And I'm just gonna do the other two. Okay, that's all three of them in. They look nice. Hello boys and girls, this is my Triumph Street Triple 675R 2012 model. So I've got some issues with the fork seals. Obviously it's leaking. That's the dust cover. Let me focus on there. And then, as you can see, I've got some oil dripping down. So this started leaking yesterday and leaked all the way down here, so I had to stop riding and come straight home. So we'll have to remove the fork. So for that I already removed this small panel, and as you can see, I don't have a proper jack, so I had to improvise. So the bike is not touching the front wheel, and then it's touching on the middle. I know it looks like it's resting on the exhaust. The exhaust is touching a little bit, but actually there is a tiny lip underneath there where it's the engine frame, I believe. I might be wrong. It's touching that rubber mat. It's not ideal, don't judge me too much for that, but it is what it is. And obviously I've got the rear stand, so to remove the front forks, we'll have to probably remove this head on by 4 screws. I'm not sure if I have to remove it yet, but probably will. And then the fork is held on by those nuts or screws or whatever they called, and another 2 here. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna loosen that one on the top first, and then obviously, yeah, so we're gonna remove the tire, which is held on by 2 of these here and that, I believe. And then obviously we need to take off the brake calipers, which are on both sides. I believe they are held on by these nuts here, so should be fairly straightforward to remove that. And then let's see what else. And then, yeah, and then I think we can just slide the whole thing. Oh yeah, so we only gonna loosen this first, this nut, and then start undoing the top, that one, because at that point these 2 are still holding it. And then once the top is loose a little bit, then we can loosen these other 2 bolts, and then yeah, and that's how we're gonna get started. Wish me luck. I never done this before, and this is not a guide how to do it. It's just more of a video of me doing it. Hopefully I can do it by myself. Worst come worst, I take the forks off. If I can't change the oil and the seals in it, then I can take it to a local mechanic. We'll see. So wish me luck. Okay, so loosen these. I just loosened them. And now we're gonna do the same on the other side. Okay, so we just need to take this one out for next step. Getting there. And that's the wheel off, so I'll just put that one back in there so that I don't lose it. We can put this aside, and next thing we're gonna take the forks out. Well, we're gonna loosen those two nuts and the top one a little bit more, and the whole thing can come out. I can see a lot of rust. I didn't look after this too much, but in the future I will know. Possibly that can cause the seals to leak, but to be honest, the seal was old because it's got 22,000 miles on it, and I had this bike since it had just under 5,000 miles on it, and these never been done before, so it was about time for them. I think it's recommended to change it every 3 years or so, or something like that anyway. So yeah, so we'll see if I can change the oil and the seal myself. If not, at least I can take the forks off and take it to a mechanic if I really mess it up, but fingers crossed, we'll see what I can do. Here it is. One thing I forgot to do is loosen this bolt. Apparently this is the preload adjuster, so for that I need two hands. So we need to undo this all the way till it stops, and that should, yeah, that should do it. So yeah, there we go. And also the other thing I done, see it says hard and soft, I believe it, that's why it says that. So I went all the way to the left for the soft setting, so when I take the whole thing apart, it's gonna have less tension. Okay, so we're gonna remove this again. We're just gonna drain the oil out. Come closer. You can see there is quite a bit of dirt in there, so some part of the oil is pretty clear, but there is still some dirt in there. So we're just gonna let that drain for a little bit. Okay, so if you have a look on the bottom of the fork, there is a hole just on the bottom. I will try to get the zoom in. Focus in there. Okay, so you need an Allen key for that. So if you go a bit further, so this one just slips in there. Nice. Bit hard to move it, so we're just gonna do a little assist with this. Okay, so that's better. Put this here just in case we got any oil coming out. And this should help us drain even more oil, and we should be able to take the spring out after this. Stop. Oops. So there we go. Shouldn't have dropped this on the floor, but here is the telescope. So we're not gonna take this apart. I'm not planning to. I think everything is in good condition on this one, so we're just gonna inspect it. Obviously that wasn't a good thing to drop it, but accidents happen. So what we need to do now is we're gonna pull this apart. Okay, so get the remaining oil out, let that drain in there. You can even drop it in there. So you can see all the dirty oil in there. So we're gonna let that drain, and in a minute we're gonna pop this seal off, and then it's ready for cleaning, and then it's ready for the new seals to go in. So we're just gonna pop this dust seal off. Fairly easy to take it off. So we're gonna put it to the side. You can see it's pretty damaged. It hasn't been changed in forever, so no wonder. And then the next thing we need to pop out is, I think it's called bushes. So you want to be careful not to damage anything here. This one, so that we're gonna clean. We might need to get a new one of that one as well. And then another tiny seal. I'm not sure what this one is, so we'll just put it here. And then should be another one, so we should be able to get to the oil seal. Just cleaning it so I can see better. So there we go. So we're just gonna inspect this one, and can't see an obvious place where it was leaking, or actually I can see a bit of dirt in there, like a piece of rust or something. But yeah, it needs changing anyway because it was old and it was leaking. And we should have one more thing here, which is this one, and that should be it with the seals. Okay, so yeah, seems like both sides are the same, so it won't matter which way we're gonna put it back on. We're gonna give this one a clean. We're gonna keep this one, potentially this one, and this one. We're gonna give this a clean. This seems in good condition, so I don't see a problem why not use this, unless I can find one on the internet. And if you look inside now, that's everything out from here, so we're just gonna give it a clean. Okay. So we're gonna take the second one apart. This should be quicker because at least I know what to expect. So we're gonna take this a bit harder. We'll get there in a second. It's better now. So this fork wasn't leaking, but we're still gonna change it. Okay, so we're gonna drain the oil out again out of this one into here. Can pause it for a second. So while that is still draining, stop it for a second. So yeah, while it's still draining, I kind of loosen this on the bottom. Not enough. So let the oil drip there, and we're just gonna loosen this up as much as we can. Because we need to take this bottom nut out again. So second time doing it, it feels a little bit easier. Once you know what you're doing, then things are a little bit easier. Go back in there. So in case you're wondering why I hold things so weirdly, both of my thumbs are hurt. This one's actually swollen, so that's why I'm struggling a little bit to hold certain tools and to have strength on it. So yeah, so I'm doing the same mistake as before. So this one's turning, but obviously the top is turning as well, so I'm gonna grab a piece of kitchen towel in a second so we can stop the video there for. So this is spinning around when I'm trying to turn, so we're gonna grab hold of this. Still need to use this. Slowly getting there. You can pause it there for a second. Okay, so I'm improvising here, trying to compress the fork because I can't get that bottom nut out. So I'm using this ratchet strap to compress it all the way down. See if this is gonna help. And now I'm gonna try. See if it, because the problem I've got here, the rod inside is turning and just keeps spinning around, so I'm trying to find a way to remove this. If you hold it like that, probably I need to loosen this and redo it again because still not good enough. Okay, so I'm gonna try to compress it again using this ratchet strap. Because that wasn't good enough previously. You see it's getting closer. So the idea is to load up the spring again. Oh god. And then hopefully the tension will keep the rod inside in place to stop it from turning, and then in a second we'll see if I can loosen that. Well, the bolt is loose, but it's just spinning around, so we'll see in a second. So have we done this? It's pretty tight, and finally got proper movement here. And there we go. Finally got that out. So I read this online. So this is what causing us the trouble. Okay. So finally we got it out, and then we can finish the job. Today I got my exhaust back, just picked it up, so it's not the most beautiful welding they done, but at least it's definitely fixed. Let's hope it holds and it won't fall off. And yeah, there it is all around it. And something happened here. I'm not gonna say what happened. It looks like there is some welding going on around there. Wink wink. And yeah, so that's the welding done. Why does this phone never zooms in whenever I'm showing something? It just purposely wants to make me do blurry videos. And we're gonna attempt to fit this back in. Only thing I'm worried, and I always say this, I always find something to say that the only thing I'm worried, and then I'm worried about lots of things. So anyway, so this is the header. Can you see the pipe? So it's slightly leaning to the left. So I'm not sure if this has been welded back on exactly where it's supposed to go, but the only way to find out is to try to put it back on and connect it to the mid pipe, which is that one. That's the one. Would be nice to change these slip-ons, but I can't afford that at the moment. So we're gonna try to fit it in a minute, and I'm gonna ask my son to give me a hand. And once that's fitted, we're gonna put the radiator back on and put the coolant on as well. I mean the coolant back in as well. So yeah. Ez a motor erre akar borulni. Nem, ez így jó. Oké, gyere ide. Tartsd a motor. Még ebbe is kapaszkodhatsz. És ezt is elég akarod az egész keresztet. Vagy csak ennyit tartsál. So I need to lift this up again, and you just need to make this go a little bit further this side, okay? I hold it now. Léceket, egy picit hozzáállítja. Lát a léceket. Rajta van ott, nem? Olyan. Még egy picit. De hátulját is jó. Hoppá. Oké. Látod, hogy hol van a kipufogó? így álljon. Ez itt rajta maradjon a szélén, és ezt egy kicsit arra mozdítod, jó? Ezt visszahoztad, nem fér oda kipusztulva. Kicsit elrébb kéne hozni, az egészet látod, Ferdi? Na, egyenes pálya, így álljon, ne így van, jó? Azaz.
Tényleg gondoltam.
Nem, tartsad a metot forward. Just hold it there. Okay.
Did you know that this is the whole page? Look, what if someone's foot is out is on this side, and there's someone's foot. Did you know they made out of paper? Like if these anywhere, just they drew the paper. Kira, this made out of plastic. They painted it in white. And they made it a little bit.
I just got these to put on, the rest of them.
You're gonna fool me, right? You're getting funny in your teeth. You're like a slow girl. That was quick. Sorry, but I didn't feel like I wanted to. Does your tummy hurt? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that, how beautiful is that? And it feels amazing when you achieve something that you thought it won't be possible. When I saw those rusty nuts on the beginning, they did look very scary. So there is our not so beautiful weld over there. So it's all fitted here. And then I've got my assistant doing a great job making sure the motorcycle doesn't tip over. So that one is over there. So we just need to tighten up a few more nuts, but overall I'm happy. So that's the exhaust pretty much done. So thank you for watching this. So it's time we put the radiators back on. So we need to put it up here. So just loosening the screws here. So we got 2 screws on the top. That's the first we're gonna put in, and just loosening this out for now. Okay. Okay. You see this cable? That needs to connect back for the radiator fan. But first, just gonna put the screws in. Just gonna do it hand tight first, and then eventually slip the whole thing in. There we go. Wait a second, something's not right. So this side it needs to go. Why is it spinning around then? We'll figure it out in a minute. So yeah, I just forgot to put. I was wondering why it's not going in and it's just spinning around, but we are missing this one. So this one pops out, and that's what we needed. So this is the proper way back in. So this just slides in. Once you align it up, there we go. And then this nut goes on the end. And let me just check, because I think that's size 10. And on the other side, yeah, on the other side is gonna be size 8. Is it? No, it's not. Oh, I'm doing the wrong side. Yeah, so size 8 on the other side. Okay, so we're just gonna tighten that up. I'm not gonna make it completely tight just yet. Gonna do a little bit on the other side as well. Just so that it pulls in. Okay. So we just started connecting the hoses back up, and I already done the bottom one. I think I loosened this one as well. I don't like that. Maybe I need another clamp over there, but that's one. I don't know how much you can see on the camera. There we go. So it just slides all the way back in there, and then we just need to put the clips on. Loosen that a little bit. Loosen it a bit more. Okay. So you can tighten this up. Oops. Okay, and then another one over on this side, this bottom one. I can't remember, but I'm guessing, was this outside? No, makes more sense to put it back this way. Come on. Okay, so back up here. Yeah, that seems tight enough. Okay. So this is the coolant we're gonna use. This is what Triumph recommends, the D2053 oat. So it doesn't need mixing, but I'm just gonna double check. I think it just goes straight in. And stop for a second. So it doesn't need tap water or 50-50 mix. It just straight in, and it says genuine part to be fitted by a trained technician. Well, I'm definitely not a trained technician. Well, I'm still gonna fit it. So unfortunately I don't have a tunnel, so I'm just gonna very carefully come closer. So I'm just gonna very carefully start topping up. So it should take about 2.2 liters or something like that. I'm gonna check that online in a second. So we're gonna remove this. And as you can see, this is almost pink but orange. Yeah, it's got a funny color. So very slowly I'm just gonna start pouring it in. I'm not sure yet how we're gonna take the air bubbles out. I think you're supposed to run it in. So yeah, this one goes in very nicely. I also opened up the other cap so that the air can come out as the liquid goes in. And yeah, I bought 3 liters of this just in case I need topping up at any point. But this one's going in very nicely. So that's the first liter. I'm gonna do the second one, and then I'm gonna have a read about it online just to double check exactly how much coolant it needs. And yeah, that's 1 liter gone. I'm gonna do the second. This is really dangerous for your kidneys, so you need to be very careful that you don't have any food around. It's poisonous for your kidneys, so make sure you don't have any animals around or children who can swallow it or touch it. And then yeah, we just keep filling it up. It's somewhat satisfying watching this flow in, and it was the same when I was draining. It was nice to watch. Nearly there. Just realized when I was watching my videos back, I say so many times that nearly there. It's annoying to me as well, so apologies for anyone that I annoyed with that. So now, oh, so it's overfilling there. Okay, so yeah, I put quite a bit in. So what I'm gonna do, if you just come with me, I opened up this reserve tank. This is empty at the moment, so I'm gonna close those two caps, and I'm just gonna pump the. I'm just gonna pump the what's it called? The pumps, the pipes a bit, squeeze them. Only this tight, big one I can squeeze. So this is the first time I'm doing this, so don't take any advice from me for granted, because I got no idea what I'm doing, as you can see on the videos. I'm just guessing and reading a few bits and bobs, and that's strange because that's not even 2 liters, so I drained everything pretty well. So I'm gonna put this cap on as well, if I can. And I wonder what happens if I squeeze these pipes on the side. I can't even squeeze it, it's so... Oh yeah, this one I can. The top one. A little bit. Yeah, that one. So hopefully some of the liquid will go in there, and then the rest probably what I'm gonna do is put the rest in there, in this reservoir, and then maybe run the bike in a little bit, or might do some more reading, see how I can get rid of the air bubbles. So there is a minimum and maximum amount here too. And I'm guessing if the engine is running, then yeah, can you see that? So I'm guessing if the engine is running, it's gonna circulate it in the right places. So that's 2 liters in at the moment. I'm not gonna put more, just for the time being. And then what I might do, I might start up the engine, and I just need to do a few more checks on the bike before I do that, and then see what happens then. So that's your coolant change on a Triumph Street Triple 675R. This is a 2012 model. Not the best job that I've done here, but I'm learning. So this is the bike, and then thanks for watching my videos, and please check out my other videos too. Thank you.